Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to take a look at this Dan Henry 1970 with the 40mm case diameter. I'm not sure if the watch would be sold out by the time this video is up. I was a latecomer to this, but still lucky enough to obtain the watch. I think this is one of the most popular watch offered by Dan Henry. It is a super compressor style dive watch with two crowns and an inner rotating bezel inside the watch. This piece here, it comes with a diameter of either 40mm or 44mm, and it has two color options. This one, I believe it's called the gray version because of the gray chapter ring. There is another one with the orange chapter ring. The watch has a case diameter of 40mm. The thickness is 14mm. The lug-to-lug distance is a short 45.8mm. And it has a 22mm lug width, though I wish they were 20mm instead. Most of the surfaces on the case are brushed with subtle polish finishing. The lugs do bend down quite significantly and they do help the watch sit better on the wrist. We will take a look at that during the wrist shot. The dial is protected by a sapphire coated mineral crystal. This is something I find a bit dodgy here. I wish that Dan Henry would go for a proper sapphire crystal instead. I believe there are some anti-reflective coating which I suspect is on the outer side on the so-called sapphire coating. This watch has a water resistance of 200 meters, being a dive watch. There are two crowns here. The main crown that is used to wind the watch and adjust the time is screw down, whereas the crown at the two that is used to rotate the inner bezel is just a non-screw down crown. The crown have a great size and finish and they are actually very easy to operate. Powering this piece is a Seiko NH35 movement. It is a hand windable and hackable movement. It beats at 21,600 beats per hour and has a power reserve of approximately 41 hours. And the rated accuracy is minus 20 seconds to plus 40 seconds per day. The movement is a very reliable movement that I use on a lot of micro brands watches. The watch has a glossy black dial with printed markers. There is a date window at 3, but I wish that there is a no date version. The hour and minute hands have silver brush finishing with painted looms. The second hand has a brushed gunmetal finish. Let me try to zoom in a little bit closer. Hopefully you can see the difference here. Dan Henry does not specifically mention the Loom compound used. They just stated it as Swiss Loom, and from the yellowish color, I am guessing that they use Super Luminova C5. The Loom is applied on all the hour markers, including the chapter ring, the hands, and the Loom peep at 12 on the inner bezel. I will slide in a Loom shot here. The rubber strap on this piece is a little bit of a letdown here. It feels tacky and it's really a hassle to push the strap through the keeper once it's on your wrist because of the tackiness. I wish that it could be something a little bit better like this Button Elite silicone band here. However, the original band does comes with a signed buckle with the DH engraved on the brush buckle. Okay, this is how the watch sits on my small 6-inch wrist. It sits quite well on my wrist, to be honest. On paper, the 40mm thickness might seem tall, but surprisingly it doesn't feel tall on the wrist. I think the band lugs does help the watch sit a little bit closer to my wrist. Alright, some closing thought before I end the video. I have been wanting to get a super compressor style dive watch with two crowns and inner rotating bezel for a while now. My ultimate goal is the Longines Legend Diver in 36mm. The regular size Longines Legend Diver has, I would say, monstrous lug-to-lug distance, which I find is too big for my small wrist. And when Dan Henry introduced this 1970 model, It was in 44 millimeters version, which is still a monster. Then they have this 40 millimeters version. I was still dilly-dallying because there seems to be some issues on the first few runs of this model with horror stories I heard here and there. Well, there are other micro brands offering this style as well, but they don't really click with me. Then, when finally stocks on this 1970s was low, I decided to get one. I noticed that they increased the price from 250 US dollars to $270 because of the high demand, which I find it to be a not so sporting move here. Yes, Dan Henry, I really find this to be like, not so sporting, like increasing the price halfway. But anyway, I got one, and well, to be frank, I am happy with the watch so far. Oops, I think we forgot to look at the case back just now. The case back has a very nice 3D sculpt of what Dan Henry calls the Scaphotopus. It's actually like an octopus with a diving helmet. It is quite nice. Yep. So with that, it's time to end this video. If you're new to my channel, please help by subscribing to this channel. It does help me a lot, and you can also follow me on my Instagram at gfw_watch for more watch pictures. Till then, I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye bye.